Please rise for the singing of our national anthem. Please be seated. Honorable Mayor Sean Reardon, Superintendent of Schools Sean Gallagher, Assistant Superintendent Lisa Marie Ippolito, Director of Student Services Wesley Pierce, District Literacy Coordinator Tom Abrams, School Committee members Sarah Hall, Stephen Cole, Bruce Menon, Juliet Walker, City Council members Edward Cameron, Afraz Khan, Constance Preston, Heather Shand, Jenny Donahue, Principal Andy Wolf, Associate Principal Michael Testa, Director of Guidance Lauren Gee, Athletic Director Kyle Hodson, Senior Class Advisors Mary Rakowski, Tracy Glynn, teachers, parents, friends, and members of the class of 2023. Today we come together in ceremony to honor the hard work and determination of the class of 2023. With the help of parents, teachers, mentors, and many others, this graduating class has fought through the trials presented these past few years to become the successful group you see before you. This senior week has signals the end of an important chapter of our lives, with each event bringing us closer to our departure. Soon, we will leave, pursuing success in many fields, but for now, we are all seated together one last time. Since freshman year, we've been through everything together, growing and learning. We forged lifelong friendships and created invaluable memories, and some may have even discovered passions which will lead them through life. Some have won state championships or created inspirational art and music within the community, while others have led impactful community service projects, bettering the lives of those around them. We have truly come so far and accomplished so much. After we leave this ceremony, life will continue on, but this moment will always remain with us. So, soak it in and take this time to live in the present. Look to those around you and cherish it as we sit together for one final time. After all, we only get one high school graduation, so let's enjoy it. Thank you.
Good morning, Clipper families. Here we go. All right, now I know this is not what we were hoping for, but with how everything played out over the past couple of days, it's just such a reminder of just, this community is awesome. That's all I have to say. Yeah. Yesterday was a long day trying to figure a lot of things out, but I'm just so thankful. Port Media and Lisa Furlong spending the full day here yesterday really just trying to figure out how we could stream this ceremony, making it accessible for everyone. I also do want to shout out Cedar Schumacher, who's over there, from his work yesterday trying to come up with the whole sound system structure. And then what can you say about our amazing buildings, grounds, and custodial crew to make this happen? They were here at 5 a.m. this morning. So the venue may not be what we wanted, and this is what we were talking about with the seniors in the library before we started, but the goal was to not let it diminish this awesome day for them, our soon-to-be graduates. They are just an awesome class, having been with them for the last 4 years. So with that, can we give them a big burst of energy? Yeah! And it's well-deserved, very well-deserved. I mean, it has been a crazy 4 years for them, but they have persevered and did what they needed to do to celebrate this moment. The class of 2023, it is so hard to believe this moment is here. I still remember your first assembly noting there was something special about your class as we watched the video, Famous Failures. In class, I want you to recognize your 4 years in high school are unlike that of any adult here in this gym today. Across these years, you faced so many unknowns, yet you continued to move forward. Whether these unknowns centered from the complexity of the school year when you were 9th and 10th graders, our country's political and social climate, or the economic sacrifices from the pandemic that many continue to endure, these factors weighed heavy on you and many others. But here you are, ready to launch into the next phase of your life. Regardless of your path taken, your presence today is the result of a mindset and stealing some language from a Denzel Washington speech, you fall forward. Your class from day one has always thought this way, and the messages we will listen to later from your peers further exemplify this and represent who you are as a class. As important as your academic studies have been, the growth mindset you have all exhibited to persevere through your 12 years of schooling, one of which includes the pandemic, will be with you forever. Though you may not remember all of the information studied in your classes, your ability to learn and grow from setbacks and or failure will be a key trait towards navigating your futures. As Nelson Mandela once framed for us, do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. This statement is further captured by Thomas Edison's response to a question about failing numerous times around constructing a light bulb. I have not failed. I have found 10,000 ways that just don't work. It's a great mindset. Whatever you do with your lives, maintain this way of thinking. It is a culture that I am committed to fostering here at NHS, and I'm hopeful that in years to come, I will be able to tap into you to share your experiences of falling forward beyond high school so that you can inspire the next generation of Clippers with this same way of thinking. This is something all of you have demonstrated across your time here, and it is the reason why you are sitting here today. Class of 2023, it has truly been my honor to serve as your principal for the past 4 years. You have held me to the same standard as I hold you, and because of that, we have continued to move NHS forward despite the challenges we have all faced. Your class will always be remembered as not just one of the strongest, but definitely one of the most personable to walk the halls of Newburyport High School. Congratulations, and one last time I can say to you, go Clippers! Now, I am going to have to apologize up front because I can feel my phone buzzing because I have my own son's graduation today that I'm probably going to be a little late for. So that's where I'm at with my wife right now, that's for sure. It's been a rough weekend all around. So now before our first student speaker comes to make their address, I would like to invite Assistant Superintendent Lisa Marie Ippolito, who will present and share exciting news around the Seal of Biliteracy.
Good morning, everybody, and congratulations to the Clipper class of 2023. I'm here today not only as the Assistant Superintendent of Schools, but I am also the Director of the Seal of Biliteracy program here in the district. I'd like to start by giving a special thanks to Alden Metz and Chris Apicios, who are the Seal of Biliteracy coordinators, who are on the ground level of supporting this program within the district. The Seal of Biliteracy is an award that recognizes students who have achieved proficiency in English as well as one or more additional languages, whether it be a native language, a heritage language, or an additional language learned in school or in another setting. The Massachusetts Seal of Biliteracy was established under the Look Act of 2017 and can be awarded to graduating high school seniors. It is administered by the Massachusetts Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. The Seal of Biliteracy is a voluntary program for districts and the students. We have chosen to participate. We are very honored to have the Seal of Biliteracy program offered within the Newburyport Public Schools and to be awarded today to 9 of our elite seniors. You should know this has grown. Last year we awarded this to 2, and this year we have 9, so we're very proud of that in our World Language Department. There are 2 types of awards for the Seal of Biliteracy. The first one is the Seal of Biliteracy with distinction. To receive this award, a student must meet all graduation requirements, score a 501 or higher on the 10th grade ELA MCAS, and score an equivalent or higher than advanced low in our World Language Assessment. When I call these recipients, would you please come up front to receive your certificate? First, we have Nicholas Forstel for French and English. And Joaquin Justiano, Spanish and English. Next, we have the Seal of Biliteracy certificates. These students have met all graduation requirements, scored a 472 or higher on the 10th grade ELA MCAS, and scored higher or better on the intermediate high on our World Language Assessment. Again, if these students would come forward. The first student is Marta Buckman in Spanish and English. Riley Doherty, Spanish and English. Fiona Flynn, Spanish and English. Ria Kerr, Spanish and English. Maria Clara Guzmares, Portuguese and English. I'd also like to mention we have a student who has earned 2 distinctions. I just would like to mention their name. Gabriela Alves received a Seal of Biliteracy with distinction in Portuguese and Seal of Biliteracy certificate in Spanish. So congratulations to Gabriela. Last with this distinction, each of these students has been offered a voucher from the Department of Education here in Massachusetts to take the Educator Licensure Test, or MTEL, at no cost, and are encouraged to look into becoming future educators. Once again, congratulations on all your achievements and in earning the Massachusetts State Seal of Biliteracy, and wishing you the best of luck in your future endeavors. Thank you.
So Mr. Wolf actually stole my opening line. So good morning, Clippers. Hello and congratulations to everyone here today. It is an achievement to have made it to this point, and I recognize and commend all the work that everyone put in order to be sitting here today. We have come out on the other end of senior week in one piece, and here we all sit together for the last time as the Newburyport High School class of 2023. I have been a part of the community of the school since Mr. Wolf got up in front of all of us who graduated from the Knock Middle School and told us that we had 1,452 days until our high school graduation. Now, back then, in the ages of Washington, D.C. trips, I Am We projects, and everyone learning Riptide on the ukulele, 1,400 days was a lot. Those days involved not only going to school, but 4 homecomings, so we hoped, 2 proms, and for most of us, getting our driver's license and watching class after class after class graduate until it was our turn to don these caps and gowns. We may not have had the typical Clipper experience, but we have definitely had one of the most unique. Despite all this, I've managed to learn a lot of things here at NHS. Math, history, how to write a paper the night before it's due, how to navigate harder classes, which staircases tend to be less crowded, how to get to lunch early enough to get a table in the courtyard, and I also eventually learned our school song. But I also learned about how easy it is to get swept up in doing as much as you can so that you don't miss any of it. Like many, I went to high school with the hope of leaving without regrets. I would want to be part of something so that I didn't regret not doing it later. So naturally, I was kind of part of everything for a little while. My 4 years were spent putting a lot of pressure on myself to get involved while also keeping my grades up and pushing myself to take difficult classes. I don't regret it, but it significantly shaped the person I am and the person I had to be throughout this time in order to keep up. During freshman orientation, we were handed a sheet of paper that listed every club and activity that the school had to offer. I remember seeing the columns of activities and being so overwhelmed with having to choose. Coincidentally, we were also given a series of tips for NHS survival. Do your homework, meet with your guidance counselor, check your email. Getting to high school was like suddenly having 1,000 opportunities and being let go to navigate which ones to take advantage of. I was quick to join student council, run for class officer position, sign up for the school musical, try out for the soccer team. I was going to do as much as I could, and I felt like I was doing it all. Being a part of so much was due largely to the number of people who told me that that would be how I would meet people. That's how you find people with similar interests, people who share a certain passion, and I'm sure you're getting that same advice now for whatever your plans are for next year. Put yourself out there, see where it can get you. I was ready to sign up for things. I was ready to do anything to leave a mark at the school, and I was willing to be a part of a lot in order to do that. It's easy to get caught up in doing things that are difficult or things we don't want to do. The other day, my brother was practicing reading a JFK speech for his public speaking class, and he kept repeating that one line. You've probably all heard it. We choose to go to the moon and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. It's never easy to put yourself out there or to sign up for something you've never done before, but we do it for a reason. Sure, it might have been to get into college or get a certain recognition, but I'm willing to bet that there was a lot more to most of our decisions than just that. There are a lot of things we do because of obligation, but this class has accomplished so much just out of care and passion about helping other people and standing up for ourselves and our goals. I found that it became really easy to find people who could be there for me, and I encourage you to try and think about someone you've interacted with that has been supportive and influential for you, that you've met in your time at Newburyport High School. I'm not talking about your closest friends, but someone you've talked to a couple times in one of the activities you're a part of or in a class, a teammate who stepped up to help you, a peer who you struggled through a math problem with, someone you had to do a scene with in theater or work with a lab on in physics, someone you knew you could rely on despite them not being your best friend. This school is full of people who just care about other people. It is a school that really fosters community and support through everything that it does. Whether that be in theater, sports, classes, clubs, internships, councils, people at your lunch table, and so many other places, there is somewhere to go if you need to be supported and uplifted. And the best part is it usually isn't the first place you'd think to look. Most of the connections I have made with people here have been where I've least expected it. I recognize that everyone has a different journey to get to this place. Whether you went to a different school in town or another nearby place, came from a different country, or anything in between, right now we are all part of this community. We have all lived through quite possibly one of the strangest high school experiences just for everything to fall back in place by our senior year. and the support that can be found in so many different parts of the school is what has gotten us to this point. We have now reached the end of walking through the school halls, taking laps before class, seeing the same faces in the cafeteria that you saw on your very first day of school 13 years ago. Mr. Wolf's countdown went from 1,452 to 0, and here we are on graduation day as the class of 2023. You may not know everyone, but we are all here together to celebrate the same accomplishment. We survived buying concert tickets in class, the reinstatement of the tardy detention policy, the cafeteria deli closing, and I'm not sure why, but this one line from the song we sang in elementary school at the Bresnahan just keeps coming back to me, and I think that it's relevant to share. Who knows when we'll be all together again, singing all together again. We're here, we're here. We're here celebrating our graduation. We're here remembering, reminiscing, and preparing to move on. We're all Clippers, and we are all part of the class of 2023 community. And now we are moving away from the Newburyport High School community and joining the NHS alumni community. There will always be someone here to have your back, help you out, and watch you succeed. I am grateful for all my teachers, advisors, friends, family, and peers for everything they have done. They have helped me become ready to take the steps out of these ivy walls. As we get ready to leave, remember, this is not the end. This is not even the beginning of the end, but it is perhaps the end of the beginning. There is a whole world in front of us. Find your people, take a risk, and put yourself out there. This is the end of a decade, but the start of an age. Congratulations again, and thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor for me to present the class gift. This year, the class of 2023 will leave behind a series of decorative banners to place on the light posts around campus. We hope that these banners will add to the campus environment, increasing school spirit and enhancing the community aspect of our school. Best of luck to all future classes at NHS.
Ethan, thank you for your generous class gift. On behalf of Newburyport High School, it is an honor to have attended the same school and spent the last couple of years with this senior class. We wish the members of the class of 2023 nothing but happiness and prosperity for all of your future exciting plans.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sam Bennett, or as many of my classmates remember me as the former class president. When I imagined my high school graduation, I did not expect that I would be up here speaking in front of my classmates today, and all of you. But I thought to myself that these are the people that I've spent the past 12 years of my life with, every day, every month, and every year to this day. So I thought I would take the right steps and give my classmates and my friends a final send-off before each and every one of you goes on to forge your own trails. I look out into the audience and I see a group of people who have each made their own decisions, developed their own interests, and lived their own lives. Each person here has made the conscious effort to take an opportunity and be a leader, whether you know it or not. There are leaders in a traditional sense, for example, my time as the class president. But there are also many people here who are going to inspire others to lead groups, to lead their peers. But being a leader is more important than just inspiring words. It's taking initiative to lead from the front. Initiative separates good leaders and great leaders. It is those who stand up when nobody else will. It is those who lead by example. It is those who seek contentment in knowing that they believe in what they are doing, that they believe in themselves. Every person here has taken the initiative to carve their own path ahead, whether it be college, work, travel, and anything in between. Everyone steps up to be a leader, to choose how they want to live their lives, no matter what anyone tells them. Because taking initiative means finding out who you are for yourself rather than who the world tells you to be. Many of the people here today will be starting a new chapter in their lives in just a few short months. Majority of us will be what feels like starting over from scratch, living in a new place with lots of new faces. It will feel like a sudden radical change at first, and it may even be overwhelming at times. But remember that wherever you end up after high school, you are there for a reason, and through your experiences and relationships, you will find out why. Don't let your life be dictated by the status quo, but step up and lead yourself against the grain. And most importantly, don't be afraid to fail. The hard truth is that failing is inevitable, and I've had my share of failures in my life. Whether it be failing to meet a goal or an idea that never came to fruition, it's gonna happen. But failing is natural. Failure doesn't mean the end of something. Rather, it reveals an opportunity to try something new. Where one door closes, another opens. What makes people so great is that we learn from our mistakes. And a great leader will use initiative to turn failure into inevitable growth. We can pick ourselves up by the bootstraps and lead ourselves to do better next time. It will be a long and slow journey, and at times you may want to give up. But I have faith in each and every one of you behind me that you will all take initiative to turn whatever failure you may encounter in life into one of your greatest successes. I will end with one last sentiment. Don't be afraid to continue to choose your own path, because after all, you all took the initiative before to be where you are today, and you have the power to choose where you want to go next. Thank you.
Awesome. Let's have another round of applause for our student speakers today. Before I begin, I would just like to take a moment of silence to remember our relatives and friends who could not be with us at this momentous occasion. Thank you. First, I'd like to welcome our parents, guardians, family members, friends of our graduating seniors. As I've said many times before, without your support, your love, your guidance over all of these years, this special day would not be possible. So you all deserve a round of applause. Thank you very much. Let's also acknowledge not only our high school faculty and support staff and administration, but the entire staff of the district for contributing to your education and preparing you all for this great milestone. They deserve a round of applause. Thank you very much. And our wonderful band over there, awesome job. I'd like to recognize and thank our central office team, school committee, and city council. It's a great team of Newburyport where we all put our students and families first, and all decisions that we make in the school district are a priority for our students. So I'd like to thank them for all of their support and assistance. And last but not least, who cannot forget the Honorable Mayor Sean Reardon, Newburyport Clipper graduate. Just a quick story. On my way out on Friday, late afternoon, a couple of our central office team members said, how's your speech coming? And I said, I think it's coming pretty good. You know, I have a great class to talk about in a minute, and I think it's going to be a pretty good speech. And I said, let's remember that most people forget the keynote speaker, and obviously all these families aren't here to listen to the superintendent. There's bigger things down the road. the conversation should have stopped there, but Lisa Furlong said, "I disagree." For my graduation speech in college, we had Lionel Richie. And I still remember what he had to say. I said, "Wonderful, thank you." I took another step to the door, and Miss Pam Keeley said, "Oh, my college speaker was Lynn Cheney. At the time was the director of the National Foundation of Humanities, and her words were everlasting to this day." I said, "Great." So if I look tired, I haven't slept for 48 hours because of the wonderful leadership team that I have. All kidding aside, it's a true honor to say a few words on behalf of the class of 23. A lot has been said about the kids these days. The world seems to know a lot about you. The news media outlets analyze your data, they examine your social media practices, and they comment on your mental health pretty much on a daily basis. Experts chime in, providing parents and guardians and educators like me with advice about what you need, who you are, and what to do. Headlines paint a gloomy picture of teens in crisis. So over the past 4 years, our students have been learning about writing and building arguments. They have learned that every claim, whether it's math proof, scientific hypothesis, or a thesis statement, must be supported by evidence. So let's just take a few minutes to explore the claim made about the kids today. Does the evidence support the real students that are sitting right behind me right now? Does that support the claim? I've spent 4 years watching this group of over 200 plus students pass through the high school. I'm here to tell you, don't believe everything you hear. I'm here to tell you that the Newburyport class of 2023 does not reflect the story you may be hearing about a generation in crisis. From my personal experience, it's far from that. Among the graduates here are people who are chess champions, who are experienced investors. We have graduates who have written award-winning poetry, they build robots, they create original art, and they establish clubs to support mental health and newcomers to our community. These young people have won state championships in athletics. They've won awards in diplomacy skills, and they have entertained an entire community with their music, their theater, and their arts. We have graduates that have held jobs, developed workplace skills, and invested in internships. These are just a few of the many things these young people have accomplished. If you look deeper, you will see aspiring adults who, like every generation before them, have made some mistakes, but who have also shown grace, have shown strength and humor throughout a challenging time in our world. Schools closed their freshman year, and as sophomores, they had to learn to navigate a hybrid school model. There is no doubt the pandemic impacted all of us in ways that we're just beginning to understand. And while it's important to acknowledge the disappointments, frustrations, and losses, it's also important to celebrate how well these young people that are in front of us today persevered through adversity. If you want to know about the kids today, don't look at viral news stories, big data sets, or rely on experts or pundits to tell you who they are. Look at the young person in your life and take a moment to listen. You'll hear a generation with a great sense of humor. I promise, if you're not talking about curfews, homework, or the latest social drama, they'll make you laugh. Every educator here today and throughout our district has a story from a student that made us all smile. They will tell you like it is because they're a generation not afraid to share how they're feeling. which as a parent of two girls in their 20s, I promise you, that becomes a blessing as they age. They will inspire you with their passion. The Newburyport graduates have spent hours and hours volunteering, serving their community. Newburyport is a better place because of the kids of today. They will hearten you with their warm, generous spirit. This generation who values inclusion are committed to the hard work of creating a community where every person can say, I belong here. The kids of today are the people that are here, right in front of you, who are actually no longer kids, but young adults. These young people tell a story of hope, of joy, of optimism. What you see in front of you is a generation ready to contribute to the American dream. Speaking of this great country, with the seniors who are heading into the military, please stand up to be recognized. I am hopeful today because when called to a challenge, the kids of today bring strength. The kids of today bring energy, and the kids of today bring power. As Nelson Mandela once said, may your choices reflect your hopes and not your fears. So take care of one another, commit yourself to growing and learning every day, and good luck. Thank you.
Ethan Ellingwood, Downs. Aiden Liam Hoydell Bowie. Sophia Isabel Hartford. Rhea Kaur. Matthew Davis Murray. Skylar Slade Kelsey. Samuel Mays Bennett. Whitney Hughes Kelsey. Ella Rose Lane. William Joseph Acquaviva. Henry William Acton. Anna Flynn Falter. Jasmine Nofa Khatib. Emily Elizabeth Alford. Caden McGuire Allard. Gabriella DePaula Alves. Amelia Elizabeth Osant. Jake Andrew Badalament. Harrison Baltich. Olivia Irene Barbera. Henry Edward Bazinas. Paul Henry Becker. Benjamin George Blazer. Aiden Wheeler Blunt. Elizabeth Shea Bulkey. Benjamin Hunter Barassa. Adam Joseph Bovey. Eliza St. John Brennan. Brooke Sidney Bromby. Jameson Oliver Brooks. Brody Matthew Brown. Emily Kate Buckley. Julia Bueno della Giustino.
Marta Marie Buxbaum. Parker Shea Burns. Cameron Michael Caponigro. John Joseph Catino. Mason Daniel Chambers. Lily Ann Trebanian. Sydney Joe Clausen. Mackenzie Breton Pyatt. Wesley Robert Cochran. Jillian Callista Coletti. Spencer Liam Caldwell. Anya Louise Sophie Conan. Graydon Parker Connolly. Andrew Reese Connolly. Rachel Faith Conover. Elijah Joseph Petrino. Desmond James Conway. Teresa Alicia Cordova. Benedict James Cotter. Emma Rose Crapo. Brandon John Cummings. Claudia Patricia Cummings. Braden Richard Curran. Isabella Ann Wheeler Curry. Adela Mary Daigle. Dylan Janina Davis. Mary Rose Oyella Delori. Caitlin Grace Deman. Ann Robert Dent. Ronan Donovan. Riley Grace Doherty. Elizabeth Golden Downs. Jennifer Carol Doyle.
Ready? Bradford Stanton Duchesne. Henry Eaton. Travis Joseph Edmonds. Alana Christine Egan. Cora Ann Egan. Skylar Ray Ellison. Hollis Marion Elrott. Jesse Reese Emerton. Kiara Michelle Farrar. Edith Marie Fernland. Jack Patrick Field. Michaela Joy Flanagan. Fiona Beatrix Flynn. Emma Kathleen Foley. Silas Avram Folks. Nicholas Nadeau Forestel. Charles Vincent Forrest. James Michael Forrest Hay. William Murphy Gagnon. Parker Ellis Gay. Vive Ann Godfredson. Caleb Curtis Granda. James Burke Grant. Christian Ross Gretz. Hannah Elizabeth Gross. Megan Patricia Guyalt. Maria Clara Farias Jimenez. Hannah Elizabeth Gustafson. Olivia Grace Gustafson. Jack Thomas Hayden. Olivia Rose Hansen. Miranda Rose Harris. Wyatt Christopher Hastings. Avery Marie Hawkeiser.
James Gerard Holland. Audrey Elizabeth Hoover. Ann Douglas Hines. Alejandro Bruce Huste. Joaquin Justinano. Macy Tabor Kane. Jonas Roger Kenny. Wesley James Coughlin. Daniel David Coleman. Rima Marie Lambert. Audrey May Langley. Haley Moon LaRosa. Heather Helen Larson. Stephen Forrest Lawton. Tarek Ali Liana. Abigail Marcel Luan. Kala Marie Lively. Andrew Jeffrey Long. Hannah Victoria Looms. Carolina Latici. Gabriella Dora Lochran. Aurora Jane Lowell. Avery McKenna Luskin. Kylie Elise Marie McCaskill. Liza Alula Marino. Madeline Christine Wendy Marshall. Jennifer Tracy Masoni. Jack Joseph McCarthy. Helen Charles McDermott. Deirdre Brunick McElhenney. Zachary Michael McHugh. Gianna Caroline McKeown. Madeline Alice McLeod. Brian Louise Mendez Hevelin. Sophia Claire Messina. Jane Catherine Metling. Caroline Rose Metzdorf. Ryan Gregory Miles. Violet Harton Moore. Neve Mary Morrissey. Molly Lee Murphy. Annabelle Patricia Murray. Elias Samuel Nathan. Gavin James Obi. Luke Conley O'Brien. Nicholas Cristiano O'Connor. Aiden Thomas O'Flaherty. Andrew Scott Oram. Jacob Michael Pankos. Om R. Patel. Ryan Patrick Philbin. Jack Joseph Piotrowski. Kate A. Pomeroy. Oliver Ross Pons. Max John Pulio. Leah Rose Quintiliani. Lily Margaret Ragusa. Madigan Therese Richmond. Gabriela Oliveira Ruth Mueller. Brendan David Robinson. Anna Vittoria Roder de Costa. Ella Marie Rogers. Alex Matthew Rollins. Mary Elizabeth Laura Roper. Isabella Cleo Rosa. Zachary Russell Rosa. Amber Leanne Rothberg.
Ryan Lewis Rothberg. Ronan James Salka. Christopher Frank Salvatore. Gianna Valina Sanchez. Tuna Ibo Sava II. Cody Ryan Savage. Roth Simigel. Tess Charon Schmidt. Sandra Caroline Schulzen. Ann Kimberly Shea. Nico James Silverio. Joseph Louis Skiba. Brendan Mark Smith. Cassidy Megan Smith. Georgia Francis Smith. Jovan Alejandro Steves de la Cruz. Hannah Moon Steinberg. Avery Elizabeth Stevenson. Christian James Sue. Elijah Thomas Shuchecki. Delaney Ford Sullivan. Maeve Elizabeth Sullivan. Tula Alana Sullivan. Gabriela Suazo. Richard Paul Sapicki Jr. Erwin Foster Tank. Amelia Taylor. Tarina Taylor. Jeremy Mello Teixeira. William Lawrence Thorenson. Shay Gwendolyn Trail. Kaylin Gillison Green Twitchell. William Jordan Van Vliet.
Santiago Vivas Pastrano. William Francis Walsh IV. McKenna Daisy Akello Ward. Carly Elizabeth Webb. Lily Marie Westerman. Kaisa Christina Woodger. Jacob Rowe Young. Michael David Zielinski.
Hello, everyone, and congratulations to the friends, family, and graduates of the class of 2023. I have to be honest with all of you here, these were not the best 4 years of my life. I barely had any willpower to show up half the time, and when I did, I would walk in with an iced coffee and a late slip. I am so sorry to my German teacher, Herr Wolf, for always interrupting you in the middle of attendance. Entschuldigung, Herr Wolf, which translates to, I'm sorry. Just about the only phrase I'm confident in translating. In no way, shape, or form were these the worst 4 years of my life either. I am incredibly grateful to be part of a class with such incredibly kind and genuine souls. I know everyone has already mentioned this, but we did go through a pandemic and the obstacles of online learning together. However, even through that chaos, I still felt connected with so many of you, even during the awkward small talk in breakout rooms or sitting in our own desk island 6 feet away from each other. I will never forget the kindness of friends who would send me a text during online classes, asking how I was doing or offering help with the projects at hand. Your small gestures of kindness were not taken for granted, and I hope you carry that positive energy with you for the rest of your lives. Now to the undergraduates and juniors, or underclassmen, and juniors, or the younger siblings and cousins of the graduates. I'm going to give you some very unwanted advice. Do everything. Run for class president, simply because your mom made you. You might win or you might lose. But if you're going to lose, Sam Bennett's a great person to lose too. There's no shame in losing, only shame in not trying. Run cross country for a couple seasons, even if you're one of the slowest on the team, even if you have asthma. Do what I did and sneak out with some fellow teammates and watch the water out on the rocks. Try out for a play or musical. It might just be a fun time, or it might turn into a lifelong passion. Go to every football game simply because your brother told you to. It makes talking with Coach Samolsky in freshman history all that more interesting. Don't confine yourself to a box. It makes you real claustrophobic if you only let yourself be one thing. And, as Kurt Cobain said, wanting to be someone else is a waste of the person you are. While on the topic of giving unsolicited advice, I would like to redirect my attention back to my classmates. You are all off to accomplish some really great things next year and throughout the years to follow. I hope you spend your lives doing what you love with the people you love as long as you possibly can. But I will say this. If some of you get out into this world and end up not liking the path your high school self set up for you, that is okay. Allow change to come into your life. Just like in high school, don't put yourself in a box. As long as you are happy doing what you love with the people you love, you will always be successful. Your career doesn't define you. Your character does. Continue to create a life your younger self couldn't even imagine. A life your older self will be grateful you had the courage to live. Lastly, I would like to say thank you to some people who have helped us to this point. To our teachers, many of whom have led by example for so many of us, showing what true compassion and for caring for others means. To the janitors and lunch staff, who are some of the most amazing and hardworking people in this world. The lunch ladies would always give me extra chicken nuggets and ask about my older siblings every time I saw them. The janitors always had the best music playing while cleaning the caf after lunch. And Bobby complimented not one, but two of my band tees. To the school admin, especially Miss Dyer and Mrs. Krupe, who always noticed whenever I changed my hair and would always greet me with a smile and good morning, I'm going to miss you two very much next year. To all the people who helped us bring us to this point, we could not be more grateful for your selflessness and dedication to our class for the past 4 years. On a more personal note, I'd like to give a special thank you to my junior year AP Lang teacher, Ms. Mishko, who I don't know if she's here or not, but even though you listen to Neutral Milk Hotel, you're still one of the coolest people I have ever met. Junior year was an especially rough year. You not only saved my writing, but your class was often what I would look forward most to in my day. I could probably write a whole other speech about how you impacted my life as my teacher, but you're probably already mad I would put you in the spotlight, so I'll stop. You have my utmost respect and gratitude. As well as thanking the teachers and staff today who have guided you through your past 4 years, please remember to thank your family and friends who have equally supported you. I'd like to thank my family, especially my older sister, Bridget, who has always been there, whether helping me pick an outfit for the first day of freshman year or editing the beginning of the speech. It hasn't been an easy 4 years, and I love you all, most and forever. To wrap this up, I don't feel the need to wish any of you the best of luck next year. If anyone knows the fact that luck is worked for, not given, it is the people I am standing with today. Continue to be your wonderful selves. Continue to live a life that you are proud of, and continue to show gratitude for the people around you. This may very well be the last time some of us see each other, but we will always have this town to call home. Finally, thank you to all of you for these past 4 years. I am so excited for you all, and I wish you all the most amazing lives. You have already made it this far. I can't even imagine what you will do next. Thank you.
Please rise for the singing of our alma mater.